Jaria, thank you for the invitation again. I would like to say a little about children and the roles that they play in their society. In the community, when I was last upon earth, we took a special attention towards children. We took every opportunity to involve them in the whole of the process of life, the cycles of life, upon the land, upon the animals, upon human beings, and upon nature in general, and the operation of the cycles of days, of seasons, of years. And this was important to us, for even very young children were taught how to harvest seeds, how to plant seeds in the spring. And this is the season which you are really beginning to celebrate at this time. For the way to choose the seeds which will produce the best plants is to look for the strongest, healthiest seeds, not just to scatter willy-nilly. And so we involve children in the selection of seeds, in the sowing of seeds, and they were also given the opportunity to water those cultivated areas once they had been seeded, and to take a pride and ownership of the way in which those plants, those vegetables, those crops flourish. And part of this is what for them was involved in was actually the labour of physically moving soil, arranging the seedling, and bringing water in buckets where necessary, or at least redirecting what natural flows of water there were, in order to ensure that adequate moisture was provided for the growth of the plants. And so it was important for them to understand that it was not all about just the nice, enjoyable plants, but that to produce good results in anything, the results which would help to sustain and maintain our community, it was important to understand that effort and labour was necessary by them as well as by adults, and that they could also, as part of their role, they could appreciate the joy of watching new growth, the joy also of understanding that in some cases that growth did not sustain. For some seeds, for whatever reason, are not destined to come to their fulfillment. And it is better in that situation to allow those to wither and to concentrate on those seeds, those plants, which can produce the best crop, the best products for the community. And it was partly also the reason for involving children in all these basic functions, was it helped them to understand their own abilities, their own gifts and talents, the things to which they were drawn to, the things which gave them satisfaction, the things which inspired them. And so we involve children from an early age in all activities. And apart from the growing of seeds, of course, we're looking after animals, in the fetching, in the grooming, and observing the process of birth, of death, of the need to do and to look after animals, and to cultivate that loving relationship with them. For all life is connected, and although humans see themselves at the top of the intelligence chain, observation of many of the animals will show you that they have many qualities that humans could do with adopting themselves. And so it was important also that throughout the community, children were involved in fetching and carrying and cleaning and helping to build fires, to tend the clearing in after celebration, to take their part in the family activities, so that they felt part, very much involved in what was going on. And this was quite a conscious direction of their time by us, so that they did feel very much part of the community. And it is with some sadness that we observe the Western cultures in the current age, where children are less and less involved in participation in the daily routines, the daily rituals, the daily efforts and labours of life. For many seem to have almost isolated themselves from the world around them and choose to remain attached to the technology, to the entertainment, to the things which they find attractive, and believe that they are entitled to lead their lives in this way. And in doing so, they do not take part in the labours of the community at all. And so they have no acceptance of responsibility. And they see themselves as separatists in very many ways sacred in this way. And this will lead to a disintegration of the community aspect in your societies, unless it is corrected. For this living, when he was younger, was always encouraged by grandparents, by parents to participate in the work of the house, to enjoy it, to understand that some things have to be done even if they were unpleasant or they were not liked. So to have a generation of children who believe that entertainment and self-indulgence is their right, their birthright, is not healthy. And it is going to be quite difficult to disentangle your children from this selfishness if some effort is not made in the coming years to encourage them to feel part of the society sufficiently to cultivate love, compassion, kindness, tolerance, understanding of those around you. And we do encourage you wherever possible, and we know that in your individual family groups, which you strive hard to ensure that your children are involved and their interests are cultivated beyond just what your technology has to offer. And we commend you for this. And we will continue to send energy towards your younger generation in the hope that those who are motivated to have the right intent towards their families, their groups, their communities, their nations, that they will spread the effect of their energies around in a positive and constructive way. And so I will just close by saying that all children are loved, and very much the Divine Creator sees you as his children. And so this is why you are involved in the life of the universe, the life of this particular planet. And to show it respect, to show it honor, to treat it with gentleness, and to do this well. And I do thank you for allowing me to just share some of my thoughts about your children.